Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into something pretty significant that unfolded in parathletics. It's a story about teamwork, yeah, but also about how quickly triumph can get tangled up with, well, scandal. And it casts this shadow over what was supposed to be a massive moment of national pride for India. We're talking about the World Parathletics Championships in New Delhi. Ran from September 27th to October 5th, 2025. Huge success. India absolutely smashed it. Their best performance ever. 22 medals in total.
Yeah, 6 gold, 9 silver, 7 bronze, put them 10th globally. The atmosphere in Delhi was just electric.
Totally. And right at the heart of that excitement were two athletes.
Simran Sharma, she's a sprinter, 25, from Haryana, and her guide, Umar Saifi, younger, 20, from Uttar Pradesh. They were the stars, really.
Gold in the women's 100-meter T12. Silver in the 200-meter T12. Amazing results.
Phenomenal, especially the 100-meter. That was a personal best for Simran.
So national heroes, right? Big celebration plan.
Yeah.
And then literally the day before this huge event, bang, the news hits.
The guide, Saifi, gets provisionally suspended by NADA. That's the National Anti-Doping Agency. This was Friday, October 10th.
And here's the kicker, the part that just turns everything upside down. The sample that tested positive, it was collected before the championships even started. So, okay, let's really get into this.
Yeah, that timing is crucial. But first, maybe we should explain a bit about the specific category. T12, it's not like standard track and field.
Good point. T12 is for athletes with moderate visual impairment. Right. So the guide isn't just like running alongside for show.
Not at all. The guide is essential. They're literally tethered together with a short cord. Saifi's role was to be Simran's eyes on the track, basically.
So keeping her in the lane, managing pace.
Exactly. Subtle cues, maybe a tiny tug on the tether, a slight nudge for direction. It's all about maintaining focus and, crucially, safety, especially at top speed. Their partnership was relatively new, but they seemed incredibly synchronized.
And that synchronization clearly worked. We saw it at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. That 100-meter gold, a personal best. It felt like this perfect story of combined willpower.
It really did, which makes the off-track violation even more jarring.
So what exactly did Saifi test positive for?
Drostanolone. It's a type of anabolic steroid, banned, obviously. Then NADA announced the provisional suspension based on that positive test.
Drostanolone. What does that typically do? Why would a guide specifically be using it? It's not like he's trying to win the race himself.
Well, that's an interesting question. Drostanolone is known for increasing strength and lean muscle mass, often without much water retention, so it can make you stronger without adding bulk.
Okay.
So for a guide, maybe it's not about raw speed for himself, but about enhanced stability. Power in maintaining the pace, especially during acceleration or holding the line on the curve in the 200-meter.
I see. So it could subtly improve his ability to guide, effectively giving an unfair advantage to the pair.
Potentially, yes. It's providing an illegally enhanced physical component to that partnership. It crosses a line. And remember, this positive sample was collected before they even competed in New Delhi.
Which means those medal-winning performances happened after the substance was in his system.
Correct. And that leads us to the really tough part. The rules in parathletics for situations like this.
This is where it gets complicated, isn't it? Because it's not just Saifi facing consequences.
Exactly. The rules are pretty clear. A doping violation by a guide is treated as a tandem penalty. The athlete and guide are considered a single unit in these events.
So if the guide dopes, the whole performance is potentially invalid.
That's the reality. If Saifi's positive test is upheld after the full investigation and hearing, and remember, it's still provisional right now, then Simran Sharma's gold and silver medals are almost certainly going to be revoked.
Wow. So India's record medal tally would drop by 2. That could affect their overall ranking, too.
Definitely. It takes the shine off that best ever performance narrative significantly.
But hold on. Is that really fair to Simran? Assuming she knew nothing about this, she's losing her medals because of her guide's actions. She's kind of a victim here too, isn't she?
That's the huge ethical dilemma, you know? The rules are designed to protect the integrity of the competition, and the guide is integral to the performance in T12. The athlete relies completely on the guide.
So the integrity of the guide has to be absolute.
It has to be. While Simran might be personally innocent of doping, the medals were won by the unit, and one half of that unit was non-compliant. It's harsh, undoubtedly, but that's how the regulations view it to ensure fairness across the board.
And the timing of the announcement. Just before the big national celebration. That must have caused chaos.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine planning this huge felicitation event at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium, celebrating these heroes, and then this news breaks.
What was the immediate reaction from the authorities?
Swift and decisive, actually. Devendra Jaharia, who's the chairperson of the PCI Para Athletics Federation, a huge name, a legend himself.
Right, the javelin thrower.
Yeah.
Multiple Paralympic golds.
That's him. He confirmed the suspension. And importantly, the PCI, the Para Athletics Federation, immediately notified the sports ministry
To do what?
to make sure anyone under suspension wasn't allowed at the felicitation. They basically said, flag this Nadia list, bar anyone on it. The message was clear: no clearance for those under cloud.
So no gray area. If you're provisionally suspended, you're out of the celebration. Protect the integrity of the event and the other athletes.
Precisely. It shows they're taking it seriously, trying to contain the damage and send a strong signal about anti-doping.
In Jaharia, he's been quite vocal about tackling doping more broadly, hasn't he?
Very much so. This incident almost highlights the importance of the tougher stance he's been advocating for. He's really pushing for stronger measures against cheating in sport.
What kind of measures are we talking about?
Well, quite significantly, he's pushed for considering criminal proceedings against dopers. That's a major step up from just sporting sanctions.
Criminal proceedings, wow. Yeah. So treating it not just as breaking rules, but potentially breaking the law.
Exactly. Framing it as a violation of public trust, especially when public funds are involved, it would put India potentially at the forefront of anti-doping enforcement globally if they went down that route institutionally.
And there's a financial angle too, right? Something about clawing back money.
Yes, hitting them in the pocket. The idea is to recover government money spent on training, travel, support, all of it, if an athlete is found guilty of doping.
Especially if they're government employees, which many top athletes are.
That's a key part. Chajaria's stance is really firm on this. Cheats should pay back the investment. No exceptions. It adds a very powerful financial deterrent alongside the sporting bans.
So for Saifi, the consequences are immediate and personal, even beyond the World Championship medals.
Absolutely. His own athletic career takes a direct hit. He was supposed to compete in the U23 National Championships in Warrangall just a week or so later.
And that's obviously off the table now.
Completely off the table while under suspension. So his personal ambitions are paused, maybe permanently damaged, separate from his role as a guide. It really underlines the personal cost.
Let's zoom out again. India hosts this fantastic World Championships. Everything runs smoothly, packed stadiums, great reviews. This is supposed to be a springboard, wasn't it?
Definitely. It was part of a bigger strategy, building momentum, showcasing capability, all aimed at strengthening bids for huge future events.
Like the Commonwealth Games in 2030 and the big one, the Olympics in 2036.
Those are the ambitions, yes. And hosting clean, credible events is absolutely fundamental to winning those bids. So an incident like this happening on home soil involving national medal winners, it's a serious hiccup.
It raises questions, doesn't it, about vigilance, about enforcement.
It tests the system. Can India demonstrate that it has the robust anti-doping framework and the political will to enforce it, even when it's painful, even when it means stripping medals from heroes? International bodies watch this stuff very closely.
It forces a kind of national reckoning. What matters more, the shiny medals or the clean process?
In a way, yes. But amidst all this, we shouldn't lose sight of Simran Sharma herself. Her story is still one of incredible resilience.
True. Coming from her village, overcoming her impairment to reach world-class level. That achievement stands, regardless of the medal's fate.
It does. Her talent, her speed, her dedication, those aren't invalidated. The challenge for her now is immense, obviously. Moving past this, maybe finding a new guide, proving her own ability wasn't dependent on anything illicit from her partner.
So wrapping this up, this whole situation has starkly revealed how critical that athlete-guide bond is in parathletics. It's not just about performance, it's about shared responsibility, legally and ethically.
And how one person's failing can unfortunately erase a shared success. The focus now is squarely on A-Day. Their investigation, the hearing, that will determine the final outcome for the medals.
And you could argue it also impacts India's broader sporting reputation on the world stage as it aims higher.
No doubt. There's a lot riding on how this is handled.
So the final thought here, maybe the deeper lesson. What do you think it is?
Well, despite the disappointment, maybe it's this. When you aim for glory together, especially in a format like this, the responsibility for integrity has to be just as tightly bound as that tether. It demands absolute commitment from everyone involved, guide and athlete alike. Shared glory requires shared, unwavering integrity.